So in today's video, I'm going to give you a guided tour of the Buddhist temple that I live next door to. If you haven't watched the other two videos, this is the third video. You little fucker, shut up. How'd you say piss off in Thailand to the kid? Piss off. No, you don't understand it. I don't mean it, YouTube algorithm. Pick it up, put that in the bin. In today's video, I'm going to give you a guided tour of the Buddhist temple that I live next door to in Thailand. If you haven't watched the other two videos, this is the third video of a 3-part series. In the first video, I showed you how I manifested the house that I live in on the beach. Second video, I gave you a little guided tour of the house. But in this video, I want to give you a guided tour of the Buddhist temple. Normally, I walk past this playground and there's loads of Thai kids. They're so cute in their little uniforms. They're just waving at me. Some of them call me Teacher Brett because I taught them some yoga and football, but they are so adorable. Look at that for a school. And we have a little troublemaker, Sabaidi. Sabaidi Mai. Yeah? Why are you not at school today? No school? Ah, day off. You cute little fucker. Huh? Wani? Wani Gur. Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, I know. No idea what you're talking about. But yes, I agree. Mabidai. You're so cute, mate. Give me some spud. No, thank you. I just had a soda water. Got bubbles. Yeah, look at his haircut. Wow, he's showing me his hair. Look, show me. Wow, bro, that is such a good haircut. Who's your barber? He's laughing at his own haircut on the camera. Have a look. Law Mac. Law means handsome. I want you to imagine that you were walking through the temple and give you a guided tour. So we're going to start right here before we go through this little archway, and then we'll go around the temple and I'll show you some of the features and the things that I love about this temple. So this is the first pit that you see. Normally there isn't a little kid laying on the floor pretending he's dead. What are you doing there? You little shit. Huh? Get up. Get up. I'm trying to do the YouTubey. Bah! You walk through these temple grounds here and you go over this little river, which is just breathtaking. Beautiful little river. So that's the one from the main road. This river, it goes down to the beach. So if you've got a kayak, you can go in there and you can go to the ocean. Oh look, we found another dead kid in the floor again. What are you doing? In the Buddhist temple, there's actually a little kids school. So every day I drive past, there's kids everywhere just smiling, and they're in the temple ground. Like what? Imagine that, going to school, learning meditation and peace and compassion. They're learning Buddhist principles. So this is their school. It's called the Tong Nai Pan School. And this is where they eat all their lunch. This is where the kids normally eat their lunch. Or the kids decide to eat me. Come on, bah. And this is some of their little classrooms. So these little huts are where you see them sitting there doing all their lessons. There's the temple dogs. Can you hear the dog barking? So every Monday to Friday, they raise this flag early in the morning and they stand here and they do the singing and they're praying. Little football pitch. This is one of my favourite things about the temple, is actually the school next door to it, because all the kids are just laughing and having so much fun. But yeah, let's go around the temple. Here's the main man himself. Statue of the Buddha. And it is so quiet and peaceful here. And this is one of my favourite spots. This is the first thing that I want to show you. It's the sanctuary. So anyone can come here and you can light a candle and you can meditate or you can pray. And this is where I come during my lunch breaks. You can light a candle, grab yourself a cushion, sit there on the floor, and you can just meditate with a dude. Beautiful. So I'm not actually Buddhist myself, but I do love their way of life. I love the Buddhist teaching, which is the Four Noble Truths. And it was basically an 8-fold path that showed people, like 8 steps, 8 principles that showed people how to get out of their struggles and their suffering and step into this beautiful, blissful, exciting way of life, just more freedom and emptiness. And I don't know about you, but I've got a voice inside my head. I've got habits and addictions and self-sabotaging patterns that try to take over sometimes. And so for the last 23 years, I've just been practicing the Buddhist principles, been meditating, been praying, coming to these temples, just to really empty my mind and look at why I'm suffering. And what you'll discover, this is why I love Buddhism, the Buddha said that you're the problem and you're the solution. And that's what I always discover, like, whenever I find suffering in my life or struggle or stress, I'm the one causing it, or my mind or the emotions. It's nobody outside. It's not the government or God or the politicians or my parents or my friends or my partner. It's me. I'm the fucking problem. So I've got to change me. And I love that because it gives me that empowerment, that full responsibility to actually transform your life. One thing that you'll notice in all of the temples in Thailand are the temple dogs. Hello. Come on in. Hello. It's hot, huh? It's very hot. If you're a bookworm like me and you love studying and you love growing and personal development, I'm going to show you my second favorite thing about this temple. It's actually the library. So when I first came to the temple, I was just walking around, you know, looking at all the little birds and the animals floating around. And then I came to this little room here. Hello. 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 This is like a dream for me come true. And it was the Dharma library. Dharma is basically the Buddhist teachings. And here, hundreds of books. A simple guide to life, gratitude to your parents. There's just endless books. It's very dusty, look, dust everywhere. It's crazy. Guardians of Being. The Buddhist Companion. Yeah, New Earth by Eckhart Tolle. Most people know Eckhart Tolle for The Power of Now, but one of his other great books is called The New Earth. Highly recommend that. I think that's the key, right? Asking yourself deeper questions so you can create a profound reality. The awareness of compassion and wisdom. I just want to take all these books and read them. Emptiness and stillness. This is what I study a lot, emptiness. It's the space beyond thinking. Most people think that they're their thoughts and their feelings, but there's a space beyond it. The yogis call it bliss. I tell you a crazy story. The first day I came in here, I was blown away by all the books. And I grabbed the book, I think it was called The Lotus Flower, and I picked the book up off the shelf and I literally just sat on the floor. I read some of the book. On the top shelf, I kid you not, there was a hen laying an egg. It was incredible, it blew me away. And I just sat there watching the hen laying an egg. So these are the 5 moral precepts. Number 1, do not kill. We should not deliberately kill any living creature, either by committing the act ourselves or instructing others to kill it. Number 2, do not steal. If something is not given to us, we should not take it. Number 3, do not engage in sexual misconduct. Sexual activities without anyone other than our lawful spouse are considered as promiscuous. Number 4, do not speak falsely. In general, there are 4 kinds of incorrect speech. Number 1, lying. Number 2, irresponsible speech, such as gossiping. Number 3, abusive speech, such as harshly judging someone, and backbiting. And number 5, do not take intoxicants, such as alcohol or illicit drugs. And when I first read those 5 acts of morality when I was younger, I was addicted to drugs, I was drinking alcohol, I was sleeping around with anything that moved. I wasn't a vegan, I was killing, I didn't really care about anything other than myself and what I could get and gain. And I started reading these Buddhist principles and it just started getting into my head. I was like, oh, that's obvious, I don't want to kill anything, I don't want to be killed, so why would I kill anything else? So I went vegan. I stopped stealing. Number 2 is don't steal. And I was like, well, I shouldn't be robbing banks and robbing drug dealers. Number 3, don't engage in sexual misconduct. Now, I'm still working on that one, but it's not just going around sleeping with somebody to fulfill those desires. Obviously, I want a loving relationship, but I didn't want to have those patterns and behaviors that were unhealthy. Number 4, I hated speaking negatively about other people. I hate it when other people are judging. I hate gossip. And so that for me was so obvious. And number 5, do not take any intoxicants. At the time I was smoking drugs, doing cocaine and drinking alcohol. And I was just like, this is so obvious. If I just lived by these 5 moral basic principles, maybe I could become a bit happier. So the head monk, the main monk, he's actually created a model, a temple model, so you can actually see what the temple looks like in this model. It's crazy. This is a bit dirty, but look, there's my house. Literally, there's my house. There's the temple. It's amazing. If you ever come to this temple, make sure you come and check it out. Thong Nai Pan Temple. I think there's actually a birthday party. Yeah, bro. Ready up. Menglaba. Nicola. Nikonde. Nicola. Menglaba. Menglaba. Birthday. Your birthday? Beautiful, huh? Oh! Whoa! Menglaba. How are you, bro? You good? Yeah? Today, YouTube. Menglaba. It's my little crew. So I have to teach these guys. We play football, huh? And yoga. So this is where the monks sit in the morning. They do their meditations. They sit up here. You got the main monk. Maybe I'll come and show you one morning. They sit here. They do their praying. You know, it's crazy when I think about it. For a whole year I've been making these videos because imposter syndrome and fear, and I said I've been too busy to make these videos. And now, just today, going around the temple, meeting all these Burmese people, the Thai people, like, I just feel so inspired just to grab the camera and travel around the world and meet people. So I really appreciate all the support and the likes and the comments and the subscriptions that I get from you guys. Like, I'm so grateful for you guys encouraging me to follow the dreams and share with you this lifestyle, because it actually helps me live my dreams. And yeah, and I love it. It gives me the goosebumps. My biggest value, my biggest virtue, I guess, in life is that sense of freedom. So thank you. I'm going to be quiet right now because I'm going to show you where the monks live. So I don't want to wake them up. If they're probably sleeping, you know what they're like, pretending they're meditating. But this is actually where the monks live. This is the monks' headquarters. So just here. And this is probably what this temple is most known for. This is the famous temple of Thong Nai Pan because it's got a bottle pagoda, and they actually made this. This is actually made out of glass bottles. Let's see if we can get inside. It's insane. It is huge. And that's the pagoda. It's massive. It's as big as the temple, or one of the temples. I don't know what the story is behind this temple, but they actually made this out of glass bottles. So let's go inside. It says, dedicated to a world of peace. May all beings be happy. This place is open to the public. So look, it's literally glass bottles. That's crazy, huh? It goes hundreds and hundreds of them, and you can go inside. There's the Buddha. Yeah, bro, what's that? You can come in, sit in here, you can just meditate. And it goes all the way up. insane. Just all made out of bottles. It's crazy. It's just a temple made out of bottles. No idea why they did that, but it's pretty cool, huh? And just outside the bottle temple, the bottle pagoda, is this beautiful thing. Now, when I first saw this, I was like, wow, this is incredible. I wonder what this is. Is it a temple? Well, it actually turns out this is where they cremate all the dead bodies. This is the Buddhist cremation. Thai Buddhist cremation. So what they do in Thailand as a Buddhist tradition is they burn all the bodies in that thing. Let's see if it's open. I don't know if I'm allowed to do this, so keep quiet, don't tell anyone. Fuck, that's crazy, huh? That's where you're going to end up. That's where I'll probably end up. Oh, just opening that gives me the chills. I don't know if you've ever heard the story about my dad and my dad's wife. My dad was actually married to a very beautiful Thai woman, and about just after COVID, or just during COVID, I think it was, she got knocked over on her motorbike, literally outside my dad's house, knocked off on a motorbike and killed instantly. And my dad, bless him, he came out of the house, saw his wife, like brown bread, as he would say, completely dead. And it's just, yeah, it must be so traumatizing. And the reason why I'm sharing that is I remember I got a taxi from Koh Phangoina. I got on a boat to Suratani. I got a taxi from Suratani to the other side of like Thailand. Took like a day and a night to get there. And I arrived just on time. And literally, my dad's wife's body was in this box. Just a wooden box nailed together, and they carried it out, and it was nothing like this. I mean, this is kind of like a posh cremation place. But the other one where my dad's wife was burned was just like some makeshift kind of box. They put her in this box and they just set her and her niece that died as well, she was on a motorbike, just set them on fire, mate. And they just went up in flames. And I just remember just watching it, and yeah, it was insane. It's I know it sounds a bit weird, but it's kind of fascinating. Death has always fascinated me. And you just watch these bodies that we're in just going up into flames. And obviously in the Buddhist culture or the Thai tradition, they believe in something, you know, different, like you go up to the Buddha or to Nirvana, whatever they believe in. But just to watch a body being burned is quite, yeah, crazy. And there's a place in India that I want to go to, Varanasi. This is going to be one of my future vlogs. I'm going to travel to Varanasi in India and just watch where they put these bodies in the fire and then they just put them out to the river Ganges. It's something that's just always fascinated me. And I'm going to make a video on death and a meditation about how you overcome death. And so when you get to these cremation temples, or your friends die, or you know you see a body being burned, you've got a different perception of it. You realize that that isn't just it. There's a spirit, there's a soul, if you believe that. And I think our suffering comes because when the person dies, the idea of that person in our head dies, and that is what causes such suffering, because the ego is so attached to that person. And I find it fascinating. So if you can let go of your attachment to yourself, in other words, kill the ego while you're alive, there is no such thing as death. There's no fear of death. And if you think about birth and death are just concepts, man-made concepts. And now society and the system and the marketing and the advertising companies use that against us. I'm going to go on a rant. They use it against us to get us to believe in this fear of death, and it's probably the biggest fear that can control and manipulate us. But anyway, yeah, going on a rant there. Dad, if you're watching, sending you lots of love, mate. And anybody else, if you've ever wanted to know what they do in Thailand, this is what they literally do. They just put the bodies in that little hole there, and they burn them and they set them on fire, and you know, they just have a party. And they celebrate life. They literally celebrate life. And I guess that was one thing that I really noticed at my dad's wife's funeral, which was very different from other funerals that I've been to. There was just so much celebration. Everyone was smashed drinking alcohol, but there was a big celebration. It was like they really celebrated life. And for me, it was such a good reframe, because a lot in the Western world, we really focus on what we've lost. Whereas in Thailand, it seems like they focus on, well, like we had 50 years with this person. How amazing is that? Where in the UK, or I guess the only European country I've come from, is that we start focusing on, oh, why did this happen? I wish it never happened. And we focus on the loss, which is what creates suffering in the ego, because it's an attachment. Anyway, I'm not going to go up here right now, but I'm going to show you where the monks and some of the Thai people are actually buried. So once they've been cremated, they burn them in here, and all their ashes, they put them into these little things here, more bottles. As I said, I'm not going to go all the way up to the top, but these are the steps to the viewpoint, right? And it goes all the way up, but like that's literally a hike in itself. But I'm just gonna go up to a few of them and just show you, like, once the bodies have been burned and cremated and they spend like 2 or 3 days praying and meditating and celebrating the life, they put them in these kind of little pagodas and you'll see them. And there's just one more thing, my third favorite thing that I want to show you before this battery runs out, because the battery's run out. There's actually a cave here in the temple where it's nothing special, but it's a cave where you can go and just meditate by yourself. And there's some more of these shrines or places where people have been buried. I want to pay my respects. You know, this guy here, he's buried here. But yeah, I want to show you the little cave, which I think is down here somewhere. So it's a little adventure, right? You've got to go underneath the rock and you come out to this cave here. That's another good thing about Thailand. Like, everything is open to the public. They really want you to embrace their culture, or, you know, get into the meditation cave. Hopefully no one's meditating. Not much in it, but there's a chair, it's a bit dark, and there's some monks. You just sit with these dudes. My kind of monk, the one that just lays down. That's my kind of meditation, brother. And you can just close your eyes. Inhale through your nose. Exhale through your nose. And then meditation is about just watching the mind. You're not trying to stop the thoughts thinking. You're not judging your thoughts. You're just watching them. They're so random. They're like here, there, everywhere, buzzing all around. And you're just watching the thoughts, just like a monkey in the jungle swinging around on the branches. The monkey mind is swinging around on the stories that you tell yourself. And our job as we meditate is just to watch it swinging. No judgment. And what it does is it grabs hold of these bananas. And these bananas are like your emotions. In my next book, Awaken Your Spirit, I talk about the monkey mind is clinging to all the stories and it doesn't want to let go. And it grips tighter and tighter, like it's grabbing hold of bananas in a jungle because they taste so sweet. In other words, you trigger chemicals and emotions in the body that taste sweet to the monkey mind. So that's when you start intrusive thinking, ruminating, obsessing, OCD, constantly telling yourself these stories because you're grabbing hold of these energetic bananas, these emotions, sadness, anger, depression, you know, all of these like anxieties, stress. It's bananas that we grab hold of in the body. And then we're lost in thinking and feeling. But in my next book, I write, and this is what Buddhism is to me, it's about going beyond thinking, going beyond feeling. And in Buddhism, they call it nirvana. In Christianity, they call it heaven. You know, it doesn't matter what you want to call it, but there's a space beyond thinking, beyond feeling, and it's just, oh, it's bliss. I'm not there 24/7, but I practice meditation every day to get there because it feels so good, and it's changed my life. No more drugs, no more crime, you know, so much more love, so much more peace. And anyone can meditate. You haven't got to be spiritual, believe in all the Buddhism stuff, or, you know, join my cult. You can get my book if it's available, click the link below, and you can just go into the meditation. You can empty your mind, it's amazing. So that's it, that's the temple that literally is next door to my house. Just came out of the meditation cave underneath this rock. And yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter where you live in the world, go out to nature, find your own little meditation spot, just connect, breathe, do a 2-minute meditation.